This is Nigel Alston. With me today is Chapman Roberts, and we're here to talk about an exciting production coming up on March 17th through the 20th, The Gospel According to Broadway. Chapman, thanks very much for being here today.
It's great to be here.
Tell me a little bit about this production, a gospel opera, and why are you coming to Winston-Salem?
Actually, it was done for the first time in London. It was commissioned by the British government, and we did it with the Michael Terry Singers from Cleveland, Ohio, the BBC Concert Orchestra, and the London Community Gospel Choir. And I mentioned it to Sylvia Hamlin about doing it for the National Black Theater Festival, and a few months ago she called me and said, why don't we do it for our spring Easter show? Because the piece is actually the Passion of Christ depicted in African-American song and dance. And since you have a wonderful gospel tradition here with Black Nativity and the Glory of Gospel, and since this is a church town, there seems to be a church on every corner, I thought it would be wonderful to have the gathering of singers from all the churches, the finest singers we can find, and do it here. And we had the auditions last night, and it went very well, and we're looking forward to a sensational experience.
So what exactly is a gospel opera? And you've also talked about some particular twist with certain characters in this performance.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, opera, people think of it as really a sound. There is a sound to it because the form itself was perfected by European singers and musicians. But actually, opera means a story told in song and sometimes dance added to it. So what we're using the European vocal techniques on the spirituals and some of the hymns, but we're also using the African-American vocal techniques and the rest of it, and we're using well-known African-American sacred music to extend the narrative. So in the sense that it's music, song and dance telling the story of the Passion of Christ, it's operatic in its form because there are no spoken words.
Now, you've also mentioned that the audience will be a part of the congregation.
Actually, we hope that we're able to fashion a set where when they enter the room, they feel like they're in a church, and they, in that sense, they will be participating in the service. Ideally, this is best suited in a church atmosphere, and particularly large cathedrals, which is where I'm looking forward to doing it as well. But we will recreate a church atmosphere here at the theater.
So what should audience members expect when they come to participate and witness this production?
They should be prepared to have church.
And we're going to take up an offering and have communion.
And we're going to take up an offering and everything. And communion, yes. Now, the twist of the characters. There are three ladies who are united in their grief and in their faith. And I don't think it's ever been discussed. But those three ladies would be, obviously, Mary, the mother of Jesus. The other person would be Claudia, the wife of Pontius Pilate. And the other person, most obscure in biblical history, is the mother of Judas. And if you think about it, these are three women united in their faith and united in their grief. And we have that discussion in this piece. It's the first time it's ever been done.
Fantastic. What else would you like to say to those who are viewing this now and why they should come out on March 17th through the 20th?
I'm looking forward to sold-out houses. And I'm looking forward to people actually leaving saying, you know, I feel like I've just been to church, because you will have done so.
Chapman Roberts, thanks very much.